child support, and pension. Look, pension is very important if you have elderly parents. This Yoruba parent, they have worked all their life, they can't get their pension. Hausa Fulani don't have the qualification to go to school. They are getting money because they control the presidency. Our home parents, when they were working, were paying pension. Now in their old age, they don't have health care. They cannot even see their pension. So if we devolve pension, social security, and child support to the regions, we devolve this to the regions, it will be for the betterment of the Yoruba people. So Igbo, anybody that is working in Igbo land, take their pension from them. When they are old, you pay them their pension. Hausa Fulani, collect the pension on people that are working in Hausa Fulani land. When they are old, you pay them their pension. We do the same thing in Yoruba land, but what do we have now? It is the federal government that is controlling this pension. So our parents can't get their money. Is anybody giving child support to any child in Yoruba land? I have said in one of my videos, the children cannot fend for themselves. A good society must provide for children. So we don't do anything for children in Yoruba land. That's why children cannot hit 3 square meals. We don't provide anything, even for mothers. Mothers that are going to give back to the next generation. A lot of them are raped. A lot of them are abused spiritually, financially, and sexually. We do nothing to protect them, and you expect them to be happy, to bring forth the next generation. So if we devolve social security, child support, and pension, we will be able, as Yoruba people, we will look for money to protect our children. So federal government will not be controlling our money. So Igbo will take care of their own children. Hausa Fulani will take care of their own children. There's nothing like one Nigeria. Do they say one UK? No, everybody does their own separately. The 50 countries, states in America, they do their own thing separately. So number 13 that will be devolved is road signs and speed limits. We can't allow federal government to continue to control speed limits. The same speed limit you have in Igbo land is the same thing you have in Yoruba land, it's the same thing you have in Hausa Fulani land. We have different priority. This power should be devolved. Road sign and speed limit should be devolved to the regions. Federal government cannot control these things. So if speed limit is 60 miles per hour in Igbo land, we could increase it to 70 miles per hour in Yoruba land. So if you are driving from Igbo land, you see, when you get into Yoruba land, you see our sign that it is 60 miles per hour. You can increase your speed. And if you are driving from Yoruba land to Igbo land, by the time you are entering Igbo land, you see the sign. You make the necessary adjustment. But we can't have a uniform speed limit. We have different priorities. These are important things. All these liberals that are abusing Tinubu, they don't have a clue of what I'm saying. You know, they watch a lot of my video. They take my articles. They want to turn it as if it is their product. They don't even respect my intellectual property. They steal a lot of our ideas. And they are abusing the man that we support. Yet they cannot think like us. They cannot reason like us. Horrible people all over the place. So number 14 power that we're going to devolve. We're going to devolve agriculture, forestry, and fisheries. We have waterways in Yoruba land. It should not be under the control of the federal government. It should be under the control of the Yoruba regional government so we can control our fishes. People are coming all the way from all over the world to overfish in our waterways in Yoruba land. We can't control it. The federal government is useless. Give us the power over agriculture so that we can bring back farm settlement. Give us the power over our forestry so that we can monitor our forestry, like the propaganda that the Yoruba liberals were saying, that Hausa Fulani now control our forestry. Because we run unitary system, we Yoruba, we don't have the power to control our forestry. If we devolve this power to the regions, all of this forestry will be under the control of Yoruba people, but they are being controlled by the federal government. So we're going to devolve the power of agriculture, forestry, and fishing. But it is being controlled. These things are being controlled by the federal government. Number 15, we will devolve civil service. I don't need to talk much about that. You know what that's to. Number 16, environment and planning. We're going to devolve this. Look, let me say something to the Igbo when you say, I don't like you. I do not pretend because you killed my brother. You've killed a lot of Yoruba people. You do crime in Yoruba land. You don't vote for our political interests. You've killed so many Yoruba leaders. We don't like you. If we devolve environment and planning, like Ladipo Market and Computer Village, under planning, the regional government will have the power. We can turn those people into those places into housing estate. We will move you away. We can even build railway. There's something I just did recently that we can turn those places. We can deliberately make a railway to pass through those places, and we are going to destroy and demolish some of your criminal market that you have set up. So environment and planning will come under devolved power. So the Yoruba nation, we can plan Yoruba land. Didn't you notice during the lockdown in Lagos, did you see how beautiful that place is? Our roads are actually beautiful in Lagos. But the moment the lockdown was over, Igbo people came back with their roadside trading. It is because people are trading on our road. That's why our places looks horrible. Nobody is trading on the streets in UK. Nobody is doing that in America. But Igbo trooping into our space and they will be selling their wares on our street. They will be doing street trading. I saw a lot of beautiful pictures of Lagos that were taken during the lockdown. People selling wares on our street will end if we devolve environment and planning to the regional governments. Equal opportunities. Now some people might see these equal opportunities as something that gives everybody that comes to Yoruba land equal opportunity as Yoruba people. Is no, that's not it. Under the Equal Opportunity Act, it will be explicitly stated that when it comes to job, housing, social benefit, healthcare, whatever, the priority must be given to Yoruba people in Yoruba land. I know of a Yoruba woman. I don't know whether she is still alive now. She was on the waiting list for kidney transplant in this country for well over 5 years. She was the one that was telling me that there are other people that have been on kidney transplant waiting list who were English. They were treated before her. She said that. And I said to her, this is England. You are a Yoruba woman. If our parent had fought against this unitary system, you and I would not be in England. She was condemning the white people, saying that they were racist because she's been on the waiting list for kidney transplant for years. And I said, no, they are not racist. They practice self-preservation. If we have fought against, regional government suspension, believe it, you and I, many of us that are living abroad, we will be in Yoruba land. So there will be equal opportunities in the sense that priority will be given to Yoruba, citizen in Yoruba land on all things. So Igbo should give priority to Igbo people in Igbo land. Hausa Fulani should also give priority when it comes to job, when it comes to healthcare, when it comes to housing, when it comes to social benefit. Give that priority to your people. We want to give priority to Yoruba citizens first and foremost. That's why we say that equal opportunity will be devolved to the regional government. Tax on carriage of passenger by air will be devolved to the regional government. It's ridiculous, guys. That airport, Lagos International Airport, they call it Muritala Mohammed, generate $140 million every year from carriage on passenger air. But they take all of this money to Abuja. Hausa Fulani have their own airports, Aminu Kano, generating $9 million every year. Igbo has their own airport, Akamo Ibom International Airport, generating $7 million every year. They take our $140 million to Abuja and give it to Igbo and Hausa Fulani. So we will devolve tax on carriage of passengers by air. It will be devolved to the regional government. So the $140 million we made from Lagos International Airport will be used by us only. So the Igbo should do with their $7 million they have made from their own airport. Hausa Fulani should do with their $9 million they have made from their own airport. That is justice. But these two people don't want that. They want the continuation of this unitary system. This is the brain that the Yoruba Libra lack. They sit in front of their Facebook and talk shit. We want Oduduwa Republic. How? We're going to protest, idiots. When I was in secondary school, my mother's generation were protesting. Fulani were killing them, putting them in prison. It is the same style that I should adopt in 2020, idiots. We want Oduduwa Republic. Tinubu is corrupt. Somebody who has never been president. So Obasanjo is not corrupt. Olaguso Inilola is not corrupt. All of the horrible PDP governors, they were not corrupt. Tinubu is your problem, useless people. A lot of you liberally, I was saying something that they have no clue. Take Tinubu away from their campaign. They have nothing to offer. Oh, Tinubu Oleni, Omo Etiji Yaloja. Look at what I'm facing in England. That the stupid police continue to arrest me 8 times of my life. 8 consecutive times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 times. They are trying to destroy me. From false allegation of a stupid woman. The population of UK is more than 66 million. One person has been making allegation upon allegation against me. The stupid police continue to arrest me. So what I'm doing now, peradventure, we get the presidency in 2023 and you see me in power. So you think I will not take care of my children? Say Tinubu, Omo Etiji Yaloja, Omo Ijalaja eni ba fwa je Yaloja ngba te fe pa tipe and to save le Yoruba. With what I'm doing, I won't take care of my children, right? I won't take care of the people that are supporting me now. You think I'm the only one that is doing well? Many people are paying for my legal fee. So in future, I weather the storm and God blesses us, we get our desire. So I will ignore those people. So because Tinubu is putting trusted friends and allies in position of authority, stupid Libra, they are attacking him. And they antagonize. I will lower they antagonize. Abiola te bufala aye ma bajeni olushi ulomo Tinubu je Yaloja. Oh my God, don't forget our mom rinsing. You got our mom go through sing. Oh, le gbadura kan mama go through it. Stupid people. That's the only thing they talk about. Tinubu. Folks, ask them a question when they are alive doing their horrible program. How do you intend to get Oduduwa Republic? Tell us. We have told them you have 3 means to get it. We form a super special relationship with America. They are very powerful. If we don't have American support, we can't get Oduduwa Republic. What is UN? Who controls UN? If we don't have American support, you will never see Oduduwa Republic. Then we play politics and put your own son there. Put Tinubu there. Then you can do your shit protest. Tinubu will give you what you want. And if we cannot get American support, we cannot get Tinubu presidency, we should be willing to go to war. You need to fight because you are being subjugated. It is like you are being enslaved by Fulani minority supported by the Igbo. You go to war, you fight, you say you want to protest to get to the Dual Republic. Stupid people, get weapons. Our weapon of choice is chemical. Stupid people. So the number 19 power that will be devolved is transport. Air transport, road transport, water transport, devolved to the region. Federal government should stop controlling the airport. They should stop controlling seaport. We devolve the power to the region. Federal government will be paid the appropriate tax that we agree that each region will pay. We cannot allow federal government to be controlling our entire life. How can the federal government be controlling our airport in Yoruba? How can they be controlling our seaport, controlling our waterways, controlling our roads? No, Yoruba is big enough to be a nation. The federal government must give power. It must devolve this power to the region. Number 20 is abortion. The power to end life must be given to the regional government. Because we have different priorities. In Igbo land, they kill anyhow. So even if they want to terminate 8-month-old pregnancy, it is their cup of tea. But in Yoruba land, we have sanctity for human life. That's why it takes us to go to war. It takes us time before we go to war. So we ought to control abortion. Federal government cannot control abortion. So if you have an Igbo president of Nigeria, which will never come to pass anyway, and you allow federal government to be controlling abortion, because Igbo, they kill people anyhow, you can sign a law that you can terminate a 9-month-old pregnancy. And it will be applicable all across Yoruba land. That was why some stupid Igbo women were protesting, saying that they were prostitutes. We don't recognize prostitution as a legal entity in Yoruba land. It is the Igbo who are doing that horrible thing. So prostitutes came out in Lagos State saying that they want their right to be protected, and they were all Igbo in our own space because we practice unitary system. Look at what the Igbo are doing with baby factory. They will kidnap young girls, forcefully have carnal knowledge of them, get them pregnant in the process. 9 months after they yank up the children from them and go and study, are people that have no knowledge of adoption, are people in 2020 that have no knowledge of surrogacy, but they just kidnap young girls, impregnate them. This is not the kind of people you are in a nation with. You associate with this kind of animals. So the power of abortion will be devolved to the region. So if a pregnancy is older than 2 months, Yoruba can say you cannot abort that pregnancy. But the Igbo can say to you that if a pregnancy is even 9 months old, you can abort it. It is their law. But that would not be applicable in Yoruba land if we devolve the power of abortion to the regions. And it is because we want to save life. That is why we have to devolve that power to the region. You see, number 21 power that will be devolved to the region is the assembly and local government election. All elections in Yoruba land will be conducted by Yoruba people. Folks, when we start talking about this, whoa. Whoa. I hope I know where this is coming from. 1999, 98. I hope I know where it is. Sorry guys, just one section of my book just fell off. Yeah. I was talking about assembly and local government election. Look, by the time I started our campaign on this constitution of Western Nigeria, that's Yoruba constitution, you will see that we have our own electoral commission. all elections in Yoruba land were conducted by Yoruba people only, not by federal government. Regional government was a beautiful thing. Now we're saying that we have to devolve the power of assembly and local election back to the regions, because that was how it was. Number 22, power. We're going to finish the devolved power very soon. Number 22, we're going to 26. Number 22, power that must be devolved is tourism, sport, culture, and heritage. These things are very important. Our heritage as Yoruba people, our culture, and sport and tourism. When we say devolve tourism, sport, culture, and heritage, we're saying that there will not be Nigerian Football Association anymore, because we have devolved sport to the region. There will be Yoruba football team, Yoruba football club. That's what we'll be having. That's what we'll be having if we devolve tourism, sport, culture, and heritage. We'll be in charge of our own tourism in Yoruba land. Imagine the people in Brazil, they are partly Yoruba, but they will send an Hausa Fulani as the ambassador of Nigeria to Brazil. They don't have any relationship with them. Hausa Fulani can be ambassador to Niger Republic or to Chad, not to Brazil, not to Benin Republic, not to Togo, not to Puerto Rico, not to Cuba. These are extensions of Yoruba people. It is only Yoruba who should be ambassadors to these countries. But because we run stupid unitary system, they send Igbo there, they send Hausa there, people that they have no connection with. Igbo people don't have any homeland other than in Nigeria. But we Yoruba, we have our people spread across all the countries. We need to protect the Yoruba heritage. We need to tell our own history. Our people need to speak our language. Our children. For so many years, you condemn the Isheshe people, you condemn the Orisha people. Until now, that WWF and other group of young men and women have stood their ground and say that no, you cannot condemn our Orisha. And I was watching one pastor, I've forgotten the name of the pastor. I know you guys, I think I can easily read your comment, but I don't want to read your comment. I want to focus on what I'm doing. I forgot what I want to say, but I've spoken about tourism, sport, culture, and heritage. That will be the power that will be devolved to the regions. Another power that will be devolved is the long haulage rates of air passenger duty. We pay this air passenger duty collected from all our airports, which is different from tax on carriage of passenger by air. It's different. There's another tax. Another tax is long haul rates of air passenger duty. We have to devolve that power to the regions. I keep saying to people, look at Ikeja environment. Over 25,000 commercial planes fly through that Ikeja every year, 25,000. And this aircraft releasing CO2 emission, affecting the health of the people living in Ikeja. These people have no health care. Yet all the taxes collected from that airport zoom to Abuja. It is people in Sokoto, it is people in Kano, Katsina, people in Enugu, people in Imo that are not suffering, have no experience of the negative impact of the CO2 that are the people sharing that money. The Yoruba that are living in Ikeja and its environment, who are suffering from the emission of CO2, dying every day, thinking it is one Iyarugo that is killing them, thinking it is one spiritual attack. They have no money to take care of themselves. But all the taxes collected from our airport in Yoruba and Zoo go to Abuja, and people who have no health impact are the ones spending this money. Nigeria is a shit place. It's a horrible place. And it is because we allow horrible people, minority Fulani, and criminally minded Igbo to be ruling us, to come into our space unregulated. And we are saying to the Yoruba Libra, stop your stupidity. it is Tinubu that is their problem. Is it the Tinubu that is collecting the taxes paid from our airport? Is it the Tinubu that is collecting it? Is it Tinubu that is responsible for the CO2 emission that is killing Yoruba people in Ikeja because they live near the airport? You see, Dangote will be building his refinery. And I look at a lot of people. I said, if I want to spoil your business, you say, come and buy property, come and buy where they are building oil refinery. You see, the carbon monoxide that will be coming out from that area will kill a lot of people when you continue to inhale it. So prices of houses should be very cheap in that area. So how much is this house? You're telling people with 30 million, 50 million. You crazy? Where they are doing oil refinery. Yoruba land is an illiterate society. I want to low in England. Say we don't think refinery in policy. How to go to I want to low in America. Say we don't think refinery in ilé refinery and 50 million, and 30 million. I let it share in doing. They are going to be collecting so much taxes from that oil refinery of Dangote oil refinery. The people that will be living around that place will have health problem. If we don't take the presidency by 2023, they will be dying like chicken. And you will be saying, you'll be going to one church and your pastor will be saying, oh, it is these people that is after you, it is that people that is after you. Yoruba land is an illiterate society. So folks, don't go and buy property where they are building refinery. The health impact on yourself and your family in future, you won't believe it. So I said to those people who are selling their property, say, if I speak on that property market that you are selling for 30 million, 50 million, it will come down. We will crash it because it doesn't make sense to go and use your money to kill yourself. So another number 24 power that will be devolved is fire and rescue services. You know the federal government controls fire service. Federal government. So we devolve that power to the regional government to handle. Number 25 is water and flood defense. The power to control waterways and everything be devolved to the regional government. The federal government cannot control that. And lastly, regional parliamentary elections. Elections in the regions will no longer be conducted by INEC. It is federal government that is conducting election in Yoruba. They want to do governorship election. They want to do state assembly election. The federal government will be controlling. Even local government election, INEC is also having an impact in it. It doesn't make sense. You don't run a country like that. That is slavery. You are different people. So I'm taking too much of your time now, folks. Now let's quickly go to the power of the central government. That's what we're saying to you now. Don't say restructuring anymore. Devolution is the new word. This is what you have to embrace. So when we speak to people in England, that they, okay, for instance, if I go to court for my trial, it's part of what I'm going to explain. Here in UK, the English ask for devolution too. That's why they have mayor. Before, it is only London that has mayor. Now, Manchester has mayor, Leeds has mayor, other English constituencies, they have mayor. That is the devolution. So when you're telling a judge in court that we've been demanding for devolution of power since 1967, they can get a concept very well. It's actually not restructuring. We use bogus words that does not fall, that are not in tandem with reality. What we are asking for is devolution of power to the region. These are the powers that I've listed, 26 powers that are currently being controlled by the federal government. Give it to the regional government to manage. You will see how everything will be peaceful. Let's look at the reserved power. The reserved power will now be the power of the federal government. Number one is the constitution. The constitution of Nigeria will be the prerogative of the federal government. Now, nuclear energy. Remember, I used the word energy the other time to generate our own electricity. We can use nuclear power to generate electricity. They use it abroad. But here, and I repeat that nuclear energy will come under reserve power of the federal government. I'm talking about nuclear bomb, nitrogen bomb, atomic bomb. It will not be devolved to the region. Otherwise, the region can produce nuclear bomb and fucking mess up anybody. So that power will be with the federal government. Employment law. You know, under the regional devolved power, employment law will also be under the region. Employment law will also be under the federal government for those who will go to the federal civil service. That will take care of them. Foreign affairs will be the power of the federal government. Prohibited weapons will be the power of the federal government. For instance, because we are going to devolve the military and the police to the regions, there are some weapons that the police and the military might not be able to use. Perhaps artificial intelligence might come under that. That power could be reserved for the central government. You understand? There will be certain prohibited weapons that only the federal government will use, like nuclear bomb, like nitrogen bomb and atomic bomb. This will be under the federal government. Cross-border rail. I said cross-border rail, that will be reserved power for the federal government. You know, the Yoruba are in Benin Republic and we are in Togo. So we want to maintain the relationship with the Yoruba in Western Nigeria, with the Yoruba in Benin Republic and Togo. So we will want to build railway to connect us so that, because we are families, so that Yoruba can move down from Togo to Western Nigeria. Yoruba in Benin Republic can move down from their country to Western Nigeria. Unfortunately, because of the international border, the power for cross-border rail will be that of the federal government. So if we want to have a relationship with our Yoruba people in Benin Republic and Togo through building roads and railway, the federal government will have to approve it. Likewise, the Hausa Fulani, they have part of Niger Republic, and 54% of the population of Niger Republic is actually Hausa Fulani. So these are their blood brothers. So if they want to build cross-border railway lines or road, they will have to sought the permission of the federal government, because federal government will be in charge. The power of cross-border rail will be reserved for the federal government. Federal government has actually 20 of this power. It used to be 68. We reduce it. National security will be the responsibility of the federal government. Say national security, defense, not regional security. If we want to go to war with Cameroon, Benin Republic, or any country, it will be the responsibility of the federal government to protect the country. But federal government cannot use the military for internal war. No, cannot. So another thing is nationality, immigration, and asylum. Federal government will be responsible for nationality, those who will be nationalized. Federal government will continue to control the immigration and asylum. People are applying for asylum. And then I wrote here number 10. Genetics. Genetics, like, you know, this guy was lying saying that Buhari has been cloned. No human being has been cloned to date. Now they kind of fool everybody, including himself, saying that Buhari has been cloned. It's an idiot anyway, by the way. So genetics will come under the power of the federal government. So we're talking about cloning somebody, and the rest of the scientists know what we're talking about. So that power will be reserved for the federal government. Financial services and pension regulation will be reserved for the federal government. They are not going to manage financial services and pension, they will regulate it. This is the regulation. Equal opportunities, those are the people that will be working under the federal civil service. So everybody will be able to work in federal civil service, whether you are Igbo, Yoruba, Hausa Fulani, or Kanuri. We will all have equal opportunity to work in the federal civil service, but will be on merit, not on a ridiculous quota system. Number 13 will be internal trade and financial markets. Now, international trade rather. So if, for instance, the Yoruba would like to trade with England, I just made mention of England because they're shit. They are the allies to Fulani. We would rather trade with Brazil, Portugal, and other EU countries. So if you want to trade with them, international trade will need the involvement of the federal government to approve some of the things that will be done. Because international trade will be reserve power for the federal government. International development will also be reserve power for the federal government, like Mr. Buhari just went to Mali for international development because some Fulani are fighting other ethnic groups in Mali. So he went there. It's part of international development. That responsibility will be for the federal government. Federal civil service will be for the federal government. Number 16 is postal services. The federal government will coordinate postal services, or people sending letter from Yoruba region to Igbo region, from Igbo region to Kanuri region. Federal government will coordinate postal service. Justice and police, under the devolved power to the region, justice and police is also there. Under the reserve power, justice and police is also there because there will be federal police. There will be regional police, regional regimental armed forces. There will be federal police, and we will have Supreme Court. That is why I said justice and policing. So federal government will also have power over justice and policing because there will be federal police like FBI in America. The federal police, and I told you, for instance, you have an armed robber who is an Igbo. He operated from Yoruba land, perhaps killed some people, and he then escaped to Igbo land. Yoruba police cannot go and effect that arrest. They will have to work with the federal government police. Federal government police will liaise with the police in Igbo land, and this man will be tracked and perhaps and possibly arrested. If he's arrested, he might be charged to court by the federal police, or the federal police might decide to give him up to the Yoruba regional police. That's the essence of why the federal government will still have some element of power of justice and policing. And then, they will control the constitutional court. Number 18, reserve power of the federal government will be for election to the National Assembly and the presidency. That is the only election that the federal government will control. Election to elect the president, or we might decide to call him prime minister, and the election to elect member of the National Assembly. The federal government will no longer conduct election to elect regional minister, regional premier, or governor, or local government. That will no longer be under the power of the federal government. And then number 19 is intellectual property will be under the reserve power of the federal government. And number 20 is national minimum wage. The federal government will set the national minimum wage, that this is the wage that any region can go down below. You can't go below this, so it could be 30,000 per month that the federal government will set as the national minimum wage. So every other region will either pay that 30,000 or above. You cannot go below it. That power will be reserved for the federal government. So folks, that is the essence of what we're trying to introduce to you. You have accepted liberalism, conservatism. You've accepted self-preservation, thinking Yoruba first. You accepted a lot of notions, ideas, and ideals that the Young Yoruba for Freedom has introduced. They're so numerous, I can't even remember all of them. What we're saying to you today is that restructuring is not appropriate for the desire of the Yoruba nation. It is our desire for a return to regional government. Igbo don't want it. Hausa Fulani are against it. But the Yoruba people want it. The people you call Boko Haram that we continue to condemn today, that is their desire. They want to control the Kanuri region. They are not bad people. They have just taken to organized violence because they can have their desire. The Ijaw nation want a return to regional government. The people of the Middle Belt are fed up of Hausa Fulani killing them. You will see Yoruba liberals shouting about Southern Kaduna, saying that Kanuri people are killing them. What the people of Southern Kaduna desire is a return to regional government so that they can be on their own, control their own police, Their region will control their own military to safeguard themselves against this Fulani killing them. So it is only Hausa Fulani and the Igbo who are against devolution of power to the regions, because these two regions inside Nigeria are the greatest beneficiary of the fraudulent unity system that we are using. They are the proponents of one Nigeria. It is the Fulani people that came up with the concept of Northerners. It is the Igbo people that came up with the concept of Southerners. These two people are the people that are destroying Nigeria. If these people cannot be in the presidency of Nigeria, to control the presidency of Nigeria, Nigeria will be stable. Nigeria will be great. It will be better. It is Igbo and Hausa Fulani that are destroying Nigeria. And as long as we take the presidency away from them through the help of the United States of America, there will be security of lives and properties in Nigeria. So stop blaming Boko Haram. You lack the in-depth knowledge to understand people. People don't take to violence. It is always the last resort. I don't like the police in this country, and I've been saying it. And I do not wish to live in England because of the actions of the police. I say it every now and then. I don't like them. So when they come to harass me, I'm determined to fight them. People are not pushed to the wall. Ordinarily, when you push people to the wall, they fight back. They fight back. That is what Boko Haram are doing. That's why I come out most of the time. I speak against the police in England. That's why I openly advocated that English national and Yoruba land should be assaulted. Because police assaulted me and almost killed me in 2015. They even threatened me with deportation. We will not be saying that let us adopt organized violence. For instance, if the Igbo and Hausa Fulani respect our diversity in Nigeria, they don't respect it. The Igbo are not Yoruba, the Yoruba are not Hausa Fulani are not Kanuri. We must respect our diversity. Stop frustrating people to resort to violence. Igbo should be proud of their Igbo region. Hausa Fulani should be proud of their Hausa Fulani region. The same way the Yoruba people are proud of their Yoruba space. The Ijaw people are proud of their Ijaw space. The Kanuri people are proud of their homeland. That's why their youths have taken into organized violence called Boko Haram to kill people because they want justice. They want to control their space. I'm telling you, it will be a rude shock to you if Tinubu assumed the presidency of Nigeria today. He will negotiate with the leadership of Boko Haram. And these Boko Haram people that you are condemning, they will form the security unit of Kanuri region. They will be in charge of policing and in charge of the National Guard of Kanuri land. They will be able to control the wealth in Kanuri land. That is what these people are clamoring for. It is the Libra that are twisting it. These people want to control their space. It is so important. You can't take people's space from them. That is why in the beginning when I started this video, I said that regionalism has come back to prominence in Nigeria because of political, economic, cultural, societal control of people's space. These spaces are changing. People don't take to violence. Psychologists and other professionals, they appreciate all of these things in this country. If you look at my videos, I started making YouTube video in 2011. This is part of my presentation to court. 2011, I started making YouTube videos. I will canvass and appeal to people about the need for regional government. That if we don't go to regional government, there will be war and crisis. Boko Haram started roughly around 2012 or thereabout. Because these people are demanding for justice. Now, we adopt organized violence about 2012. We realize that, look, you can't change this thing without some element of violence. Because the Fulani and the Igbo, they just don't want this system to end. They don't want the unity system to end. So if you continue to preach non-violence, you will continue to do the same thing that Awolowo started in 1967. Now, when we embrace organized violence, people started shaking. People started shaking. People started shaking. Some people started giving us all manners of names. Go back to regional government. Devolve political power to the regions. Look at how I went into serious fight with the police in this country. First time they arrested me, everything was normal. I won them. I'm a victim. This allegation from my ex-wife was false. I endured the false arrest. I endured the second arrest. They came and arrested me, putting me in handcuffs every time. I said I'm a victim, that these allegations are false. Then the third time, I fought with them. Serious fighting. They slapped me and I defended myself honorably. Because they've done it first time, second time. Look at it now, they've done it 8th time to me. And I can come out publicly and denounce them and call them out and say to them that that is the same thing that we're going to do to English National in Yoruba land. That we will assault English National and put them in prison in our space. When you frustrate people, you don't expect them to keep their mouth shut. The English establishment are irresponsible. They are the people that are funding the subjugation of Yoruba nation by making sure that Hausa Fulani control the presidency and give Hausa Fulani military weapons to suppress and subjugate the Yoruba nation. So if you want to confront them, you take away their business interests from Yoruba land. You nationalize their businesses. You call for the expulsion of their citizens from your space. You openly antagonize them. They will stop. Yoruba, we are an illiterate society. That is why we don't know how to fight. If we're so smart like the American society and the English society, today we will have shut down Guinness Nigerian PLC in Lagos, their factory in Lagos. It belongs to English, yet the English establishment are propping up Fulani to suppress the Yoruba. If we are not an illiterate society, we will have shut down Standard Chartered Bank. It belongs to the English. If we are not an illiterate society, we will have shut down PricewaterhouseCoopers. It belongs to the English. And so many other businesses of the English in Yoruba land. You understand? But we're so foolish people. How can you live abroad? You get treated very badly. But the people that you live in their country, their own citizens are also living in your country. And they get treated very well, better than you. It makes us stupid people. This is what Libra don't get. They are not smart. We speak nothing but the truth. Why should Yoruba who lives in England be threatened with deportation? Yet we allow English national to live larger than life in Yoruba land. Why should Yoruba graduate be washing toilet in England? And we allow English national with no university education to work in our oil and gas, to work in our banks, to work in our financial capital, to be the concessionary managing our port, to control our waterways, to fish on our waterways. We allow English businesses. You shut them down. That is how you are going to be respected. That is when you will see that no Yoruba in England will be threatened with deportation. You don't even know the power you have. I said to people, I've been threatened several times with deportation. Police have threatened me before. Even Igbo have threatened me before with deportation. Now, I continue to think about the statement of the Igbo. Half of their population lives in Yoruba land, yet you said to me that the English should deport me from England. We are asking you to leave Yoruba land. We are asking the Igbo, leave. We Yoruba would like to come back home. If we continue to run abroad, in 50 years' time, our children abroad will be miserable and there will not be a space for us to come back to anymore because Yoruba land will have been taken over by foreigners. You have power, but your lack of exposure, your lack of education, you think you are so smart. You're not. Your lack of education is the reason why you are poor and miserable. It's the reason why you have PhD and work as a carer in England when you could be the managing director, managing the ports in Lagos, when you could be working in our port, in our airport, controlling our seaport, be in charge of our prison, be in charge of our police and military, be in charge of our tax revenue, be working in our public services in Yoruba land that you will earn enough to take care of you and your family. But you are so conditioned your mind that you cannot live better than for you to be abroad. No, you don't know the enormous power in your brain. You go to school, you don't use your education. Yoruba land is not going to be great. So this is a major problem everywhere in the world. Personal relationship is different from national interest. If somebody hurt you, like the stupid woman who wants to destroy my life, I have two options. Because it's a personal relationship with her in the past, I can choose to forgive her. And I can choose not to. But when it comes to national interest, you don't forgive. If your friend offended you, if your work colleagues offended you, you have the right to forgive. But if your nation, your Yoruba nation interest is threatened, you don't forgive. If a Yoruba leader is killed by the Igbo, you don't forgive the Igbo. You kill their own leader back. If a Yoruba leader is imprisoned by Hausa Fulani, you don't forgive the Hausa Fulani nation. You imprison their own leader back. Nations do not forgive. If you do, you will never be great. That is why anybody that attacks or antagonizes American interests, America will never forgive such a person. They will make sure that nation pay for the consequences of their action. This is something you don't get, Yoruba people. Fulani will kill your leaders, you do nothing. Igbo will kill your leader, you do nothing. You don't forgive as a nation, as a collective group of people. You revenge. That is how you are going to be respected. Don't fall for the stupidity of saying that a nation should preach non-violence. A nation does not preach non-violence. Yoruba is being suppressed and subjugated. Our police is being controlled by Fulani and the Igbo. The military in Yoruba land is being controlled by the Fulani and the Igbo. Our port is being controlled by the Fulani and the Igbo. Everything in Yoruba land is being controlled by the Fulani and the Igbo. Yoruba is a nation. Our national interest is at stake. We cannot forgive these people. We fight them. If we say, leave our space, stop controlling our police, stop controlling our military, stop controlling our custom, stop controlling our immigration, stop controlling our waterways, because these are our national treasure, these are our national heritage, these are our national interest. But these guys will not stop. You fight them. For instance, Tinubu can choose to forgive Buhari because he put Buhari there in his first term and Buhari just discarded him completely in his first term. Tinubu is an individual. Buhari hasn't done anything against the Yoruba nation. He has done something bad against Tinubu. Tinubu as a person has that power to say, I forgive and forget. But Fulani Buhari we voted for him. He came to Yoruba land, sent them private jet, saying that he's looking for militants that are stealing crude oil in Lagos. And he started blowing up our space. We can forgive him for that. No, because the attack is on our nation. Our children are leaving Yoruba land abroad because all the federal government jobs in Yoruba land have been taken over by Fulani and the Igbo. We can't forgive these people as a nation. This is not an individual thing. It's a national interest. We fight them. Igbo people are doing crime in Yoruba land every time, raping our women, killing our people, selling fake drugs to us, destroying our life. We can't forgive them because these things have not been done to an individual. It has been done to a collective group of people, a nation. We fight. Yoruba is an illiterate society. So folks, learn to separate personal relationship from national interest. Learn to do that. If we do this, believe you me, our generation will make Yoruba land great. Our focus should be how to get Oduduwa Republic. It is the ultimate goal. We continue to lobby the United States government and the good people of the United States. We must form a super special relationship with them. We play politics by electing Tinubu as the president. We then start Are we being flagged? So, I don't know whether we've been flagged or not. I'm not very sure. So guys, you get the idea. Is not something. We want to press it on the Yoruba youth. Stop using the word restructuring. We use the word devolution. We're going to release our white paper. I call it a white paper because I believe the government will look into it. It might take some time for it to come live because the police have. I'm doing it all over again, and I've said here that we're going to write about what is devolution, why do we have devolution across Nigeria, how devolution works, devolve and reserve powers, and several other things that we're going to be doing. So folks, I'm very grateful that you come around to join me tonight. Don't worry, we are still going to do our campaign 20 days or thereabouts on the constitution of Western Nigeria. You guys read that constitution. And to those of you who say you want to donate, yeah, we need your money. We need your donation because I have a court case to deal with. And it's not cheap. But God willing, we're going to win. Thank you. God bless you all.